Since the 1800s, man has made one of the world's most durable creations. Its versatility rivaled by very few other building materials. This material is known as cast stone. Join me as we explore the production process of one company who has risen above the rest. Precise shop drawings are critical to getting your job done right. The highly trained drafting team will work closely with the contractor and architect to be certain they clearly understand your project needs. Edwards believes it's important to focus a great deal of attention on the shop drawing phase to eliminate potential job site problems. This helps reduce errors, omissions, and other problems that can arise during installation. The architectural plans are converted to shop drawings, extracting the layout and details of the stone to be provided. During this phase, Edwards will determine if the project will be produced using the wet cast or dry cast method. Once approved, shop tickets of each individual piece are created and sent to the plant for manufacturing. Edwards also provides you with a set of piece-marked shop drawings to be used when installing the stone. Each piece of cast stone will have an ID tag attached, indicating its piece mark, project name, and weight. This piece mark will coordinate with the piece marks on the installation drawings. For manufacturing, Edwards chooses between the wet cast or dry cast method. Many factors are considered, but mainly piece size and structural requirements will determine which process, or possibly both, will be used. Either process, wet or dry, will require molds. Up in the carpenter shop, skilled carpenters take the shop tickets, created by the drafting department, and the real magic begins. With the use of a CNC machine, Edwards' molding process has become not only more efficient, but extremely accurate. Several methods are used to create unique profiles. Body putty, the CNC, and rubber allow Edwards the flexibility to meet all your project requirements. With the molds complete, the production process can now begin. Wet cast molds are caulked, oiled, and lifting or connection devices are applied. With the molds ready, the mixing process begins. Wet cast mix consists of sand, cement, and larger aggregates. The mix is transported by crane to the awaiting molds. Mix is added in layers to allow for the addition of reinforcement. Consolidation of the mix removes trapped air, increasing its strength and enhancing its appearance. The back is then finished and any other connection devices are added if required. An ID tag is placed in the wet mix after production for identification and tracking. 18 hours later, the pieces will be removed from their molds and the process will begin again. Dry cast takes a slightly different approach. Unlike wet cast, dry cast mix only consists of a combination of sands and cement. No larger aggregates are added. The mix in dry cast has very little moisture, known as zero slump. As a result, several pieces are created daily from a single mold. The zero slump mix is compacted into the molds using an ergonomically friendly tamping system designed by Edwards with the safety of its employees in mind. This process is also done in layers, allowing for the addition of reinforcement. Once completed, the back is finished and holes or drips are added if required. A barcoded tag is also added to these pieces for identification and tracking. This is where the wet cast and dry cast processes differ the most. Instead of remaining in the molds overnight, these pieces are stripped from the molds immediately and the molds are reassembled for production until all the required pieces are made. Not quite complete, the pieces are then hand-tooled to create a smooth, crisp edge. Accuracy is checked and the pieces are rolled into a steam curing system, where they will spend the next 18 to 20 hours. The next morning, the pieces will have reached 4,000 psi, well on their way to the minimum 6,500 psi requirement. The cast stone pieces will now go through the finishing process. Rolled from the steam curing system into the finish room, each piece will be hand sanded to remove any marks left by the mold or the tooling process. The final and very crucial step is the acid wash process. This process removes a thin layer of the exterior matrix, leaving a stunning stone finish that will stand the test of time. After a thorough rinsing, the pieces are palleted, scanned, and shrink wrapped for restraint and protection. A label is attached showing the contents of the pallet, its weight, pallet number, and the project name. The finished product is now ready to be placed in the storage yard in preparation for loading and delivery. Back in wet cast, the pieces go through a similar finishing process with some slight differences. After being stripped from their molds, the pieces are carried by crane to be edged and palleted. Because the molds are caulked, the edges are already smooth and require no further tooling. The pieces can go straight to the acid wash process. This is done with a hot water acid power washer, stripping away a thin outer layer, exposing the true beauty of the stone. Edwards is very concerned with safety and the environment. As such, all acid runoff is collected and neutralized before being discharged into a detention basin. Edwards is a 5-time recipient of one of OSHA's highest honors, the Sharp Award. Unlike dry cast, the wet cast pieces may have entrapped air pockets on the vertical surfaces. As a result, the pieces are rubbed with patching matrix to fill the voids. After a final wash, the pieces are dried and sealed. This will help with curing and color consistency of the stone. Depending on the piece size, the stone is palleted and will either be placed in the storage yard or directly on the trucks for delivery. The barcoded tags allow Edwards to track the complete process from start to finish. This allows them to locate each piece and determine which truck and pallet the piece is on. The tags also indicate the weight of each piece for the installer's convenience. In addition, Edwards provides a detailed installation drawing with each shipment. Edwards is one of the few companies that produce cast stone using both wet and dry casting methods. This gives them the flexibility to handle all projects, large or small, basic or complex. Edwards has risen above the rest through their quality and dedication to you as the client. Offering a single inside contact source for your project, providing accurate and on-time service. Edwards is a proud member of the Cast Stone Institute. For your next cast stone project, choose the company with over 50 years of experience on its side. Choose quality. Choose Edwards Cast Stone.